And so we're gonna really be it'd be cool to get our reactions from that. We're gonna do a kind of like a special show, probably that Friday after both shows have kind of came over here. We've also booked up for Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor is coming over as well at the end of May, I believe. So we're also heading to there as well. And again, we'll be doing like a special review. I think they're calling it. I can't actually think of the title. Matt'll be screaming at the podcast as he listens to this. But in any case, we are going to Ring of Honor in the UK, which is held in London. Really looking forward to that. It's been a tradition. I think it's been the last 2 years. So really looking forward to that one. Also, then we've got the UK tournament hosted by the WWE from the Royal Albert Hall. We're going to be there both nights, and both nights we're going to be doing a special podcast review. It's going to be something really special. We're looking forward to doing it. You're going to get our post reactions to the show. We're also going to be for any of these shows we go to, we're going to be up on Facebook Live. We're going to do a few new videos while we're there and stuff like that. Whilst we're in the show. Also, then we head towards June. We've obviously CM Punk. He's got another fight in UFC. We're going to have our good friend Daniel Puder, special guest, coming on and giving us his expertise about how he thinks that one's going to go down. Obviously, lots of people interested to see CM Punk in the UFC, either to do badly or do well. Who knows? But certainly gets a lot of the reaction either way, which normally means that's one thing, that's money for Dana White, let's put it that way. Also coming up, we're going to be doing Beyond the Mat As It Happens, one, because we're going to encourage you to watch it along with us. We're going to be kind of doing our commentary over the top of the documentary Beyond the Mat. It was probably one of the first documentaries that ever came out that really truly exposed things from sort of an independent filmmaker, and looking forward to some great classic lines in that and classic characters in that. I'm sure everybody, if you haven't seen it, check it out with us when we put it out. That's going to come out later in the year as well. Also, when we get up towards SummerSlam, we are going back from about 3 years ago, when myself and Matt and our mutual friend all travelled out to New York and watched the first ever NXT takeover in front of the big crowd. It was in Brooklyn, of course. The Barclays Center featured the match between Sasha Banks and Bayley. I'm sure everybody recalls that. We're going to go back and review the whole show. That's going to be really good as well. We encourage you to watch that along with us as well. And obviously, we'll be getting into the mode of SummerSlam. And yeah, we've just got so much stuff coming up on the podcast. We've also got a special Magnificent 7 as well on title belts. So lots of stuff really coming our way. Also, while I'm here, something that I've been really looking forward to telling everybody and looking into doing is the fact that we're now we're going to be having our own t-shirts. So we're just literally in the process at the moment of getting them printed, but I'm quite happy to say that we're pretty much, I'd say 80% near completion to getting those done. And for any, I know that people have been asking, get some tops done, we'll buy them and everything else. So we're going to try and make sure that it gets done as quick as we can, so that you guys can do that. And we'll tell you how you can, purchase one of these great tops. We're just trying to think of some really good slogans that we're going to do on the tops. They're going to be really cool. I think that for our listeners, I think you're going to get the humour of it very well. I think there's one thing me and Matt have pretty much know that we can do here is we create that nice little humour about the podcast, because we don't take two things too serious. So I think it'll be pretty good. So I'm really looking forward to showing everybody what they're going to be like, and it'll be great if you guys want to buy one of our tops. All the better. Great advertising for us, and shows your loyal support for the podcast. It'll be really good for that. So lots coming up on the podcast, and as we said last time, myself and Matt, this is like one giant road, a very long road at the moment, I feel like we're sort of like in the UK term, we're on like the M11 or something, because it's a long one. Because obviously, many years I've always wanted to do WrestleMania, but now I think the stars have aligned correctly, and for once it's going to happen. And myself and Matt are booking next year, 2019, New York City, coming to MetLife Stadium, where we're going to go to WrestleMania 35. Absolutely stoked for it, like really pumped for this. Taking the podcast with us, and we're hoping to have some really special things going on with the podcast at that time as well. So, lots to look forward to coming up. Very busy. So many live events that we've got coming up at the moment. Looking forward to that. So moving on, going back into the Greatest Royal Rumble, we get the WWE Championship match between AJ Styles, the defending champion, against the newly formed heel look of Shinsuke Nakamura, who coming out of his new music, which makes sense, because if he's gonna go that route, you've got to go. It's either all in or nothing, because that music, unfortunately, is a little. His music was, for me, I know Matt might disagree. I think he might have disagreed last time on the podcast. He felt like it could work, but for me, I wasn't sure, because I just feel like you can't have fans cheering and kind of hymning along to it. So I felt like this kind of stops that. It's very sort of aggressive, and lots of whatever it is, Japanese rap going through the whole thing. I have no idea, but yeah, really good. Suits him a little bit more. Doesn't take as long, and he's really in the heel mode. And I felt this was a better match in the fact. I think I preferred this one to, and I know people might say I'm a little bit, hypocritical here, because I didn't say that I didn't like the match at WrestleMania. In fact, I liked both of them, but I liked them in these roles. I felt like they told a good story here. I'm not sure fans. The only problem with this is like the ending of it. I don't think they've done a very good job of explaining to the live crowd like what the hell just happened. And I know there was a lot of confusion going through the stadium. They could have done a much better job at that, to be quite honest with you. I don't really think they explained it very well, and it made it a little bit sort of foggy in that perspective. But overall, I felt the match was good. It played off well. Obviously, this is a feud that's going to go on a little bit longer, which I'm all for, because I think there's a lot more to tell in this. I think they can do that. They're both good enough to do it. And obviously, they've now got the match at Backlash as well. I can only assume it's sort of just a case of when Shinsuke Nakamura will be champion, because I think that is really the way they're going here. I can see this working out very well for him. So obviously they did the whole low blow angle again. I thought he was going to wear the cup. I did predict that. I was totally wrong, because they didn't in this case. So it wasn't so correct there. But maybe they'll do it at Backlash. Maybe I was just 1 week out. Who knows? So obviously both counted out. AJ retains the title in all this, but like I said, I don't think they really did a good job of explaining what the hell happened there and then in that one. This match just under 15 minutes, so it's a decent time, really. So I like the dynamics of the heel and face here. I thought worked better. As far as stars for this one, I give this again 3.5, almost a 4. Just under a 4, but 3.5 for me. It would have got the 4, I think, if the finish had been a little bit more well thought out, and the crowd reaction might have been like a little bit better for it. But it probably looked good on paper, but one of those ones that when it came off, just not so good. So that's where we are there. Then the next match, and by this point I thought, blimey, I completely forgot about this one, because it was almost like I'd seen so many matches going on here. I completely forgot about this one. And this was, of course, The Undertaker up against Rusev in a casket match. Got to say, The Undertaker, I mean, Well, actually, I'm going to say Rusev got a really good reaction as well for Rusev Day. But like the Undertaker, got a huge pop when he came out. I think like he obviously, if you think about it, from what '97 he was there, he would have been on top at the time. He was the champion, and now here he's coming back. And I know there's a few other guys that were maybe in the WWE at the time, like Triple H and Goldust are still around. But like, I think a guy who was at the top and still is at the top, essentially, I guess, to a lot of people. Yeah, I think it was a great moment. This was totally a gimmick match. Make no mistake about it. I did not expect 5 stars out of this one. I think this was only ever going to be, what it was going to be. Obviously, Aiden English played a big part in this as well. And yeah, it was a little bit awkward in moments, but I think the reaction, seeing the Undertaker, sort of made it what it was. I think people, from our side of things, in the UK and America and all the rest of it, they weren't really a big fan of this. A lot of people being very critical of the Undertaker, and look, the fact is, I'm not overly happy that the Undertaker came back after all the emotion that was sucked out of me last year. Trust me, but he's back. He's doing like some high risk moves. I know it's not like the Undertaker of old. I know that people will moan and say, well, he's not doing enough, or he's working slower, all this nonsense. But at the end of the day, he's the freaking Undertaker. And if there's one guy that deserves this type of style, it's the Undertaker. And to be honest, at his stage in his career, he hasn't got to go out there and prove anything. I don't really mind if he's... Look, he obviously wants to do this. Who knows what the motivation is? Maybe he just likes the damn payday. I have no idea what the Undertaker's motivation is. Maybe he just enjoys wrestling and that gimmick. I have no idea. He certainly doesn't want to walk away from it, does he? So, look, let's just... One day he definitely isn't going to be there. We know that that's a fact, right? That's just life. So I'm going to make the most of it while he's around. I know people... There are a few people I would totally say, if this was anybody else, I'd be like, my God, man, just give it up. But for The Undertaker, look, he's not doing every match. He's coming back. He's picking his matches. I don't really have a problem. And I don't think he hurts the other guy that he's facing either, even though he's winning them. So, no problems for me. This one gets a 3 stars. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't overly brilliant either. Total gimmick match, just under 10 minutes. But good to see the Undertaker. Fans definitely seem pumped for that. Now, speaking of a match that I don't know about this one. This just seems like it's from being a really fascinating quality build-up match that I thought I wanted to see at WrestleMania. This has turned into a nightmare. The WWE Universal Championship match, steel cage this time. I thought this could help it. First off, I've got to speak about the reactions here. Brock Lesnar. It was mixed all over. It was a bit quiet, to be honest, in this. But I'm telling you this, man. Even there, Roman Reigns still gets booed. He's just not going to work. I mean, when you try it in front of a crowd like that are not used to this, and all the way through this show they cheered all the right guys at the right times and everything else, you're thinking, man, they just don't want it. And it was it. I mean, I'm a huge Brock fan, but I feel like even he looks like he's bored. I mean, he just looks like, give me something new, give me a Goldberg, give me AJ. I don't know, give me something else, because whatever Brock's supposed to be doing to get Roman over is just, it's not working. It's making it worse. The ending to this, it's all about the ending. Now, first off, I've got to give top props to my co-host. I'm putting him over on this one because he told me, I wish, in fact, for his own benefit and even mine, I'm sure I would have put a bet on it. He said to me, he really fancied the one with Roman spearing him out and the cage breaks and they give Brock the victory because he touches the floor first. That was his total prediction. He 100% said that. So, kudos to you, Matt. You definitely earned that one. 100% well predicted. Next time, I think you need to